So, I rewatched Falcon and Winter Soldier, so you don't have to, and to see if it's still terrible, because I remembered it being god-awful, and honestly, it's not as bad as I thought. It's fine. It's I'll go to that, and I'm just gonna break down every single episode and basically how I thought about it. So, starting with the first episode. It's fine. It's fine. It starts the terrible racism allegory that they have in this show that doesn't make sense. What else does it have? I guess there's a good scene between Rhodey and Falcon. There's some good scenes in here. The starting scene was cool, other than how Sam will condemn Walker for killing a terrorist, would like to have that mentioned, when he kills, a dozen people in the first, 2 scenes of the show. That's besides the point. Other than that, it's so fine. I guess the Bucky story's good, kinda. Yeah. It's pretty fine, average. I don't know, 6 out of 10. So I'll be generous. 6.5 out of 10. Anyways, for episode 2, it's slightly better. Not quite good, but just still fine. Just more fine. John saves this episode. He's the probably only good part about this show. It's definitely the best part about the show. He's a good character. Like I said, for Thunderbolts, they take the best character from the worst MCU projects and make them into a great MCU project in Thunderbolts, but that's besides the point. He's fine here. I don't know why. I feel like I know the show writer or the writer said that they didn't write John Walker to be hated on. They said that themselves, but and I guess they did that by making it like, oh, he has 3 Medals of Honor. Then it feels like they wrote him to just be hated on, but it didn't work. I don't know. Overall, it's fine. This goes into the racism storyline. I'll get to that in the racism allegory. I'll get to the Isaiah Bradley stuff and how it doesn't really work in episode 5. So far, it's 6.7 out of 10. It's better than I thought, but to be fair, I thought it was a 4 out of 10 show. So, not good. So, yeah. Episode 3 is maybe the 3rd best episode. Not high bar, it's almost good. I do like Zemo. I will say, Zemo is fine in this episode. He's not bad. Is he great like he was in Civil War? No. He honestly is kind of barely good. He's good, I guess. I don't really care about the Madripoor stuff, but I'm gonna go back to Zemo. I feel like Zemo is one of the best MCU villains from one of the best MCU projects. So, yeah, obviously this is a downgrade, but he's still fine. He's nice. It's fine. I'm okay. There's some... I don't really like the Madripoor stuff. And there's some scenes like Sharon Carter. Do people like her? To be honest, she's fine. It just wraps up these first 3 episodes. They're all fine. Each getting progressively better. And honestly, that's kind of just the pattern. Episodes 1 through 4 get progressively better. And 5 is slightly worse. And 6 is, we don't talk about that one. So overall, I don't know, 7 out of 10. Kind of good. So overall, I'm thinking that maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, so number 4 is the best episode, but standing alone, it's the best episode. Not standing alone, it's really iffy. Forgot to mention the Flag Smashers. They are horrible villains. I don't know why they try to write them as sympathetic villains. They are not. They're terrorists. They're committing terrorist actions and crimes. And I don't sympathize with them. I want them arrested. Because they're terrorists. like, it's not even like their motive is sympathetic. It's, well, we were displaced because basically we stole these people's home while they were gone for 5 years. I mean, yeah, it's, I mean, like, I don't sympathize with them, at all. John saves this episode. He has good moments. Zemo has some good moments. The Dora Milaje showing up is pretty cool. And that's really all I have to say about the episode. And obviously, the publicly executing the terrorists was a good scene. But I don't like how they do it, especially kind of the way, like, Sam condemns him. But, again, I'll get to that in a second. So, yeah, the Flag Smashers are horrible, but that's a consistency throughout the entire show. Flag Smashers are one of the worst MCU villains up there with Intelligentsia and, I guess, the Clandestine from Ms. Marvel. So, yeah. Also, I do not care about Lamar Hopkins. I think that's his name. I don't care about him. I don't think they did a good job. I mean, they gave you, I felt like, one scene where they're talking if they would take the serum so you would get a connection just for him to die like that. But I don't care, really. He's just a ripoff, I guess, Winter Soldier? He's not that good. Anyway, so episode 5 is... The boat story's really boring. I don't care. Like, I don't get it. I don't care. It's boring. I guess the John Walker stuff is good. He has that one courtroom scene that Wyatt Russell does a good job in acting. Also, I saw someone say that John Walker is truly the criminal because the guy was surrendering. Which is like, okay, fair. Okay, fair. He's a terrorist. But why is Sam condemning Walker? I mean, I think that's what he does in episode 5 when he goes to talk to him. Kinda just condemns him. I know he's like, oh, I'll clear your name, we'll do this and this and this. But it seems like he condemns him. Okay? Which he just does not deserve. Also, yeah. This is the episode that has Isaiah Bradley. And I feel like this and the next episode are the main episodes on the racism allegory. I'm going to say how it doesn't work. Why is Isaiah believing that there can never be a black man as Captain America? Why does he believe that? And you may say, well, because of what happened to him. Well, that's not because of his race. It's because the super soldier serum worked on him. He literally explains it like this. A group of people got injected with a super soldier serum, like prototype or whatever. And he was the only one to have it succeeded. And they went off to war and yada yada yada. Then he was imprisoned for 30 years and tortured and tested on because he had the serum. And they wanted to find out how it worked. Then he escaped. So, with that backstory, tell me why does he think that no one will ever accept a black person to be Captain America? Or to quote him, they won't accept a black person representing Captain America or the Stars and Stripes, as Sam was saying in the next episode, which, you forget about Iron Patriot? Rhodey appears in the series. You know who he is. You just totally forgot about Iron Man 3 entirely? Where he's the Iron Patriot? You completely forgot about that? Where he represents the U.S.? Are you... seriously? And also, yeah. Isaiah Bradley's experience does not get me... I don't get why he thinks that way. Because that's not what his backstory tells. If he doesn't trust the U.S. government, okay. But why does he think that the people would just be, like, wouldn't accept a black Captain America? You also have a really cringy line the last episode. Oh, it's Black Falcon. It's like, nah, that's Captain America. It's like, why? Why have that line? But I don't get it. Isaiah Bradley is, like, the main guy leading this racism allegory. But it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Also, he comes off as a total jerk to Bucky when Bucky went through arguably worse. He was like, oh, you don't know this and this and that because you are not like me and you're not one of my people. And he's like, yeah, but he went through arguably worse than what you did. Like, that... like, you were in prison and tortured. Okay. Bucky was psychologically tortured for way longer. For, like, what, 80 years? And well, sure, yeah, he was in a coma and he was, like, sleeping for most of that. But he was still being psychologically brainwashed to be an assassin and murder people. He, was forced to kill King T'Challa. T'Chaka, sorry. Wrong guy. Like, he went through arguably worse than you, and you're treating him like crap. Why? Episode 5, I think, isn't that good. I think it's like another 6 out of 10, like 6.5 out of 10, because it just doesn't make sense. Episode 6, the finale, is abhorrent. This series has been leading up to Falcon, or Sam Wilson, becoming Captain America. And this episode completely made me think that he shouldn't be. Because he's supporting a terrorist. Or are we forgetting that Carly Morgenthau is a terrorist? And that Sam is being sympathetic and supporting her. Captain America is a terrorist supporter now. His arc, even if it was fantastic, is now ruined because he's a terrorist supporter. Like, his speech isn't actually that bad, other than them having to force in the racism allegory of, do you think they would accept a black man wearing the stars and stripes? And it's like, yeah. You forget about Iron Patriot? That happened. And then, obviously, the stop calling them terrorists. No, they are terrorists. And then you gotta do better, Senator. Okay, how does he do better? Give us a reason why, because currently, there really isn't. And, like, Carly is 1,000% in the wrong. I would like to have that mentioned, but whatever. The show doesn't acknowledge it. Also, John's big moment of, like, saving the people instead of going after Carly just gets totally ruined because he just gets stopped and then gets outshadowed because Sam Wilson does it instead. Like, why are you ruining one moment to have this character moment, which, yeah, sure, it's a good character moment, just to ruin it in, like, 2 scenes because you make him a terrorist supporter. Sharon Carter, I don't care about your stupid choice. Carly Morgenthau, you've always been the worst villain in the MCU. You will remain the worst villain in the MCU. Like, I don't care. This single-handedly may have ruined the show. It turned it from, well, it's fine, to it's bad. Same thing that happened with Secret Invasion. It went from, it's fine, to it's abhorrent with that finale. This is the same scenario. Everything that this show tries to preach is wrong. That the racism allegory and stuff like that doesn't make sense based on what we have seen in the MCU. They are making us sympathize with a terrorist. They are making the politicians be bad when it's like, well, guess what? How do you correct this? How do you make it better? Oh, you don't have a reason why? You just say, do better? That's not very helpful. Seriously, that scene may have ruined the entire episode and the whole season. Point is, has this show gone better for me? Slightly. It went from awful to still probably bad. Like, it's still bad. That finale is abhorrent. John Walker is the only good character. I guess Bucky has a semi-good storyline. Zemo has a semi-good storyline. Then everything else is boring. Or boring. Doesn't make sense. Or just really bad at the same time. Anyways, I hope you agree with me. If you don't, that's fine. You can also not agree with me. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Because I've seen a resurgence. People are like, you know what? The Flag Smashers are horrible. But, like, overall, the show's pretty great. And it's actually really good. And I'm like, no, it's not. And, yeah, I hold that firmly. I've seen people put in the top 10 MCU shows. I've seen someone put at 6. I like the guy. Makes good content. But 6, Blade? No, I can name 6 right now. WandaVision, Loki, X-Men 97. What if, to be honest? What if? New one, Eyes of Wakanda, Ironheart, Agatha All Along, Miss Marvel's better. Like, point is, this show sucks. It's bad. Don't watch it. Bye.